Hey everyone, Oddball Comics here. So today we're going to talk about Rocket Raccoon. I wanted to make a joke for the intro, but I can't, so we're just going to continue on anyways. Rocket Raccoon was created by Bill Mantlo and artist Keith Giffen, and the character first appeared in Marvel Preview number 7 under his nickname Rocky Raccoon, later to be called Rocket Raccoon. We wouldn't see him again until his second appearance with Hulk in Incredible Hulk issue 271. And then from there, he did his very first run in the comics, a 4-issue limited series of his life on Half-World as Ranger Rocket. And let me tell you this. Half-World is a weird planet. Half-World is a planet by design only to house and treat the insane. But when the aliens' funding was cut, all the doctors and workers of that planet would abandon all their patients, leaving the robots to take care of them. But eventually these robots would become self-aware, so they'd quit taking care of the patients. So instead of just walking away from the problem, they would genetically engineer random animals and give them intelligence and awareness and be left to be the patient's companions. And so that's how Rocket would come to be. So as Rocket would live his life on Half-World, he would be known as the sheriff of the land protecting everyone. And at some point he would go out into space and get captured by the Kree Empire, where he would join a team that would later become the Guardians of the Galaxy, and is personally what I like to call the Guardians Alpha version. And I'm probably going to make a video on that because it's really interesting of how they all came together. But he would end up meeting Star-Lord, Mantis, and his soon-to-be best bud Groot. Out of everyone he would meet, those two would always stay close. Rocket throughout the comics has always been seen as a tough guy, never letting his lack of size and strength slow him down, and is considered a downright genius. And at one point, he would even become the leader of the Guardians.
Not necessary.
And honestly, after that, there really isn't anything more that's truly character defining about him. I mean, sure, you have a sick catchphrase like "Blam murdered you," but besides that, and him hating being called a raccoon, and also hating Earth, I really couldn't find much else. So doing research for this video, I had to read a lot, and I mean a lot. I'm talking about every Rocket Raccoon solo series ever, every Guardians of the Galaxy comic I could get my grubby hands on, and even every Marvel event with Rocket in it. And there's a few of them. And after reading all this, I honestly believe I came back with nothing on Rocket himself. I don't regret reading everything I did, except maybe his solo series. They're not that great. But at the end of the day, this character I figured to be this crazy task to document his entire story ended up being really simple, and unfortunately, the 4 movies Rocket has been in is probably more character development given to him than over 40 years of the comics has. And with Marvel Comics slowly trying to get more in line with the movies, this is one of those times which I don't think I've ever said, but if you truly want to learn more just about Rocket Raccoon alone, I recommend watching the movies. And also, there's a recent run of Guardians in 2019 run by Donny Cates, which is also really good. I think it's like issue 8 that talks about his origin off the top of my head. So I'd check that one out as well. I'd read the whole run. I think it's good. But I think almost all of his stories he's in are good. But if you're looking for that deep character development, it's just not there. So, sorry this video took so long to make. I know it's been over a month now since my last video, but I had to read a lot. And from the time I had to read it all, it was just kind of hard for me to read everything. But in this, I'm able to make now a Groot video and a few other videos I have in the back, ready to backlog. So hopefully those come out fairly soon and not as long as the one before. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And I hope everyone's having a great time. And I know this year's been a really weird year. So, hope everyone has a good day. See ya.